My name is Phil Newcombe. Thank you for the opportunity to explain this study on how limited space growing can alleviate food insecurity amongst displaced people groups in sub-Saharan East Africa. Zero hunger is the United Nations' second Sustainable Development Goal. It identifies hidden hunger with refugees and displaced peoples who are denied access to land, and they rely on limited space growing techniques for their household food. This study collates case studies of communities in various settings who are using different techniques. It looks at the outcomes and the strengths of different methods and the potential impact to alleviate hidden hunger. The locations are in both urban and rural settings. Urban settings in Kenya, rural settings in also Kenya, Ethiopia and Uganda, and also in comparison with Syrian refugees in Jordan. The techniques used are sack or multi-storey gardens, keyhole gardens, or in Jordan hydroponics. The outcomes and the challenges include particular topics, those of space, the need of space to grow anything and how limited that is. The soil, is it available and is there uncontaminated growing media? Water, often in short supply, are they able to use safely greywater or even perhaps use systems like hydroponics that require a lower volume of water to grow? Plant selection is really key. There's a limited supply of plants that they can grow from, and they need to select nutritious and appropriate plants for their communities, such as indigenous vegetables. The communities themselves are very resourceful, but they could also do with further technical knowledge. There are positive outcomes for the Sustainable Development Goals that go beyond just zero hunger. Zero hunger is really helped improving their dietary diversity, but also we have improvements in 7 other Sustainable Development Goals. Reducing poverty. They have income and they can use that, and quite often have used it to buy from the market African indigenous vegetables that they haven't been able to grow themselves. There's also health and well-being, and this has been fantastic in improving children's diets. For example, anemia has been reduced. There's been an increase in social cohesion, and there's been trauma recovery for those that are doing the growing. There's also particularly gender equality, and the majority of community gardeners were women, and they reported greater empowerment, dignity and well-being. The key recommendations, in addition to growing techniques, was to do with plant selection, maximising the benefits that indigenous vegetables can offer. Most of the sub-Saharan communities did grow some African indigenous vegetables, such as amaranthus and also cowpea. It's helpful in the study to identify that highly nutritious plants can assist in reducing micronutrient deficiencies. They need to be culturally acceptable, and they need to know the best practices to grow and to cook them. They also need an increase in the availability of seed. The discussion basically says that best practice in growing techniques and plant selection could be identified and put into humanitarian standards, something that's used on a regular basis. They could explore growing kits, as they have done in Jordan, and develop those kits to give them to other communities, to enable the world's most needy to move towards zero hunger. In conclusion, further research is needed in the growing techniques and the plant selection for limited space growing that can give these communities the opportunity to contribute to their local food security, reducing hidden hunger. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the lecture team at the Royal Horticultural Society, and thank you for the World Vegetable Centre for the opportunity.